missed you. I miss talking like this and just really exploring things about love, relationships, and romance. It's just that life had been a little bit busy. Well, actually, work had been a little bit busy, and I'm really happy with it. But there's just really one topic that I came across with. And, stranger, I think it's high time for you and I to talk about this. We kept on saying that we want to find someone to love us for us. But what does that really mean? I did a lot of reflections and I did a lot of watching Naked Attraction to be able to come up with something sensible for this episode. Well, if you missed me and I really missed you, here it is. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Hey, stranger, I really did miss you. I'm so sorry if I've been absent for quite a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna say that again because I really missed you. I really missed these conversations. And no, I did not plan for this episode, but I just felt like it's something that you and I have to talk about. And no, I'm not going to do any edits or I'm not gonna change what we have. Actually, I did have something recorded, but I just thought that it's not something that I want to share with everybody. I wasn't really convinced with what I have recorded. So, not good. Plus, I think I had been having some creative block lately for what episodes or what topics we should talk about. So, I'm so sorry, but here I am. Here we are with a new episode, and hopefully, after this, it's going to snowball, and we're going to have more topics that we can talk about. So I've been binging on Naked Attraction. I don't know if you have seen that show, but it's a show from the UK. I think there are also versions of it in different parts in Europe, but I've only seen the one in the UK. Now, I think the whole idea of Naked Attraction is genius. It supports my whole idea of it starts with physical attraction. But although it does that, there's really something that I'm really, really curious about whenever they introduce the person who's speaking. And I think is it is something that everyone, all of us, would have experienced. And I don't think it's just at one point in our lives. I think for some of us, we get stuck in that particular area. Now, am I stuck at that area? I can honestly tell you for a very, very long time I was. It has nothing to do with being hopeless romantic. Now I'm realizing that. But I've been stuck with that idea and that thought for a very long time. Well, there's really nothing wrong with it if you just think about it theoretically, because that's how we should be loved or that's how we should be appreciated. But let's try and see. Let's talk about makes it what makes it or what why it doesn't work for us. Let's see why it just doesn't work for a lot of us. Maybe for some it did work, and if you're one of them, I really want to hear your story. So please let me know. Reach out to me. But yeah, so whenever they introduced a picker, and I think this is true for every dating show, every picker would say the same thing. They would say that they want someone to love them for them, someone to see them as them. Okay, again, theoretically, there's nothing wrong with that. I think, honestly, that's how we should all be loved. That's how we should all be appreciated for us. But I don't want to say what makes it wrong, but what makes it flip? Why doesn't it work for us? Because at the end of the day, When we look at the mirror, it all boils down to, do you know who you are? Do you know yourself? Maybe we're asking so much of other people, but really, we haven't done so much for ourselves to really get to know who we are, what we stand for, what do we think, what do we care about, and we're asking them to figure us out. That's kind of selfish if you think about it. Well, it's not kinda. It's really selfish if you think about it. And the sad part is, I haven't met anyone really, or probably I met a few people, but I, as I am recording now, I can't remember anyone who had really told me that I am dead honest with myself at the end of the day, and that I really know what I really want. And honestly, it's okay not to know yourself yet. It's a journey, and it's a very very long one. But I just feel like, and I think it's unfair when you ask people to love you for who you are when you haven't even figured out a part of yourself, or at least a little bit part of you. When you stand in the mirror and you ask yourself, who are you? Do you actually have a definite answer to that? No, it's not identity. Because, as we grow, we will evolve, we will assume different roles, identities, we will be wearing different hats. So it's not identity. It's not the work that you do. But at the end of the day, do you know who you are? And that is a very, very, very big question. Do you really know your preferences? Do you know what works for you? Do you know what you love? Or sometimes we say we know what we love, but literally we're just really trying out things that other people do. So just at least a part of that. Do you know who you really are? Because if you're going to go into a relationship and you haven't figured out parts of yourself yet, and then you're gonna tell the other person, you must love me for me, that will be a disaster. Why? Because they wouldn't know who you are. They will be trying to figure out who you are. And that wouldn't be so healthy for them, because you're also asking them to leave the times that they have to know themselves. They would be so busy about you. They would be so busy trying to help you figure yourself out that they would forget who they are. And that's just not how love should work, right? And it took me a lot of experiences to be able to grow and actually tell that to myself. I mean, it might have worked for you, but as for me, currently, that's working. I'm not going to ask anybody to love me for me, love me the best way that you know how. And if the way that you know how isn't the best way for me, then there's really no point in going forward. But if the best way you know how is also the best way that I know how, then we can move forward with the relationship. It's not that easy as well. I scrapped a couple of introductions where I said that I don't want to be like a guru, or I don't want to be like an expert in this thing. I think we, no, not I think. I know that we take different journeys, we take different steps, we take different approaches, and all all respect to what you're doing and what you're going through. You do you. You would know exactly what is good for you. I'd rather be, of course, um, a master of something more technical. Like I'm gonna have my Microsoft certification soon, so good luck to me. And I'm really excited about that. So these are the things that I've been doing lately. I'm just really reviewing, and I'm super excited about that. But the point really is, don't ask another person, out of respect, please don't ask them to figure out who you are if you haven't even figured out yourself. Like, for example, people will say, I'm lost, and then at the end of the day, when you break up with someone, or when you go meet your special someone, you tell them in their face that they don't love you for you. That's really sad, because you know that you're lost, and then you're asking them to what, bring you back to reality. I don't think that's anybody's job. That's not even your parents' job. That is for you to figure out. That is something that you should do. That is something that you should be friends with, make peace with. And then we say, let your experiences not define you. That's easier said than done, because most of the time, our experiences, we embrace them and they become our identity. It took a lot of time to really understand those motivational speeches that stayed with me. It took some time to understand what losing your edge means. It took a lot to understand what is identity and what does it mean to belong. It also took a lot to understand how you embrace reality. And I'm not even scratching the surface of it. I'm happy that I am learning to be friends with myself more. But that is a very long journey. So now I understand that for me, at least, this is how it works. I just don't know with you, stranger, but for me, at least, it works that, don't love me for me. That's my job. I should love myself. Love me the best way you know how. If the best way you know how is talking every day on the phone, seeing each other, great. I'm all up for that. If the way that you're showing your love is through distance and not communicating all the time, but when you communicate, there's like a whole bunch of things to unload, that's also fine with me. If your way is a little harsh, well, I'm not, well, I am a harsh person, but I don't think I want to be loved that way. So that I understand that is not for me. If the way that you love is putting yourself first, but making sure that you're always there whenever the situation calls for it, I'm also all up for that. It's all about figuring yourself before you ask someone else. I always say that you cannot ask what you cannot give. You cannot ask for anything that you cannot give. And although that had been with me since I can't even remember when, it also took a lot of time to truly understand what that meant for me. And it simply means that if this is not the way that I can love you, then I cannot ask for it. I cannot tell you that this is the way that you should reciprocate if I cannot even give it to you. So if I cannot give you my time, I shouldn't be asking for your time. We all ask for equality, and I think that's what equal means. Honestly, in a relationship, there's always going to be someone who's more in love with the other person. That's true. There's always going to be someone more invested in the relationship, but it doesn't mean that they love you less. It's just that the way that we choose to do things. And it boils down to, if you can't respect that, what are you doing in that relationship? It's never going to grow, because you're always going to see that as a pain point. You're always going to see it as something that you should, quote unquote, improve, when there is really nothing to improve in that area. No, it's not the same as saying, that's just really me. It's not the same way. It's actually more of knowing your boundaries and knowing what you respect about the other person and knowing what you respect about the way that they love you. Yeah, so in hindsight, I love the way you love me is actually a good line, you know? Because yeah, we should love another person. Well, I don't want to use the word should, but from where I stand, I now see the benefit of that, which is really weird. If my younger self would have been hearing me say these things, she would flip. She would tell me, what's the problem with you? She would say, oh my god, you're killing love for all of us. Yeah. And she'll probably write despicable poems about what I am saying. You know what? I'm not gonna make this episode that long. I don't know why I tried to stick with the 30 minutes body, but the first few episodes weren't that long anyway. So I'm not gonna stay that long. And if you have any questions, or if there's a topic that you want us to talk about, stranger, I'm here for you, and I would love to hear your ideas and your thoughts. All 33 of you. Well, at least in Spotify. But you can listen to this in all other platforms. I just don't really have the visibility of followers for other platforms. Uh, I'll leave you with my outro. So if there's anything that you need from me, I would love to hear from you. Questions or topics that you want to talk about. Um, and if you just really want someone to listen to you, I can say that I'm a better friend now. So let's give it a try. I would love to hear it. And if you also want to be a guest on any of the episodes or on the upcoming episodes, I would be happy um, to put you on air. Now, if you're curious about that dating show I'm talking about, it's called Naked Attraction. It's not for the faint of heart. It is what it is. The title says it all, naked. No, this is not a paid advertisement. It's just that I was binging and I started realizing that, oh, hey, that's a really good topic. Why does everybody say that? And I even posted that on my personal Facebook. Like, it's weird when we say we want somebody to love us for us, but really at the end of the day, we don't know who we are. That's just a really, really weird thought and idea. All right, so if you agree, just go ahead and send me a message, even if you don't. I would love to hear from you. And hopefully, we can keep this going. Now, I'll release this Saturday night rather than my usual Tuesday. Um, and next week, I'm already sourcing for other topics that we can talk about. I'll see you, stranger. I hope that you stay safe and stay healthy. And see you next week, or see you on the next episode. Bye. Thank you for spending time with me today, stranger. I hope that in these shared experiences, we both learned something. If you wish to connect and share your own experiences, you can find me on Instagram. That's at Lilith Star, LILITHSTR, or send me an email at linotegami@gmail.com. That's LINOTEGAMI@gmail.com. Let's catch up on the next episode.